Today we're taking the first look at the Adidas Adios Pro. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Tony James, and if this is your first visit here, as always, do me a favour, take the time and hit the subscribe button below, turn on the bell notifications so you find out every time I upload new running videos, and if you can give this video a thumbs up, it will help the channel immensely. Once again, hi guys, welcome along. We're looking at the Adios Pro from Adidas today. I missed out on the first batch of these earlier on in the year. I missed out on the second batch, but I wasn't going to miss out on the third batch. Finally got my hands on what is described as one of the must-have carbon running shoes. So I received it last week. We've been out, we've done our initial run. This is just my initial first thoughts on this particular shoe. I will do a full review once we get up to around about 100 miles in it. But these, as I say, are just my first thoughts. First things first, what a beautiful colour. Solar yellow. Absolutely love this. It's up there with the green of the SL20. So first impressions, when you see it, you can see it from the moon, I think. Solar yellow, absolutely beautiful colour from Adidas. But before we get into the review, first of all, let's have the good old stats. Retails at £170, so that's 5 pence more expensive than the other iterations of this shoe that were out earlier on this year. So they put the price up by 5p. Is it worth it? I think so. So £170, making it a lot cheaper than the Vaporfly Next Percent. The one question that I'm always asked about whatever shoe I'm reviewing, is it true to size? So this is a UK size 10, which according to the box is USA 10.5, which is also a European 44.5. According to Adidas. Now, when you go on to buy these, when you're clicking on them, they do say on the website that they are running small, okay? They are running small. So Adidas themselves are saying they're not true to size, they are a little bit smaller. So if you are buying it, you should be thinking of going at least a half size up. I didn't. I bought my size 10 as I always do. And to be honest, with my left foot, no problems at all, feels fantastic, but my right foot is slightly bigger than my left, and in the shoe it is a little bit snugger. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't feel squashed, squished or whatever, it just feels a little bit snugger in there. That's the best way to put it. It just feels a little bit snugger. No problems, just a little bit tighter than the left foot, so please bear that in mind. Even Adidas say they do run a little bit small. So my UK size 10, how's this weigh? It's coming in at 242 grams, which is only 3 grams lighter than my SL20s. I'll show you the picture here, just to prove it, which is 8.5 grams. So it is quite a light shoe, and when you feel it, it does feel nice and light as well. Stats on the midsole, as you can see, we've got a fairly substantial midsole on this one. 39mm at the rear, which just gets it under that 40mm threshold to be a legal running shoe, and 31.5mm in the forefoot, giving us an 8.5mm drop. Oh, what about the shoe itself? The upper is a cellular mesh material, as you can see, quite breathable in there. and if I could show you, if I got the torch out, you could see it is quite see-through. You won't be able to see it on the video, but it is see-through. So very breathable upper, very light upper. Feels quite nice as well. I haven't come across any bunching when I've been wearing it so far, so liking the upper. But then again, I like the cellular mesh upper on the Adidas, so that's nice. Traditional lacing system. However, if you look carefully, there are plenty of other lacing options all the way along the shoe itself. So if you want, there's enough on the top to get the top runner's knot in if you want, but if you want to change the lacing configuration, they've given you some other eyelets are down there, so you can. Unlike the Next Percent, it's traditional straight up the middle, not to one side. I must admit I prefer this straight traditional. Lacing wise, I know there's been a few complaints recently about Adidas not giving you enough laces. Well, they definitely do with this one. So if you want to get that runner's knot or change the lacing configuration, there's still plenty of laces to work with. So that's pretty good from Adidas. The tongue itself, quite a thin tongue as you would expect. There is some minimal padding on the top there. Feels okay on my foot. No slippage at all. Had a nice lockdown with these, with the way it came. Whoever is the lady in China who's putting the laces in these shoes, she seems to be doing all right for me. I'm having no lockdown problems with this particular shoe. Minimal padding around the sides, and then obviously the heel cup itself. There is a minimal padding there to keep the weight down, but again, it feels great. Good lockdown. Toes feel okay on my left foot, maybe a little snug on my right foot, but still plenty of room, not cramped. There's no pain, they're not being pushed on, so it's okay in that respect. It just feels a little bit tighter than the left foot. Heel cup itself, heel sits in there okay, no problems at all, no heel slippage whilst we've been out on the runs. All in all, really liking the feel of the upper on this particular shoe. Moving on to the midsole. Light Strike, and you know me, if you've seen the other videos I've done on Adidas shoes, the Light Strike is probably my favourite midsole of any running shoe, and it doesn't disappoint on this. It feels great underfoot, plenty of cushioning when you're out there on the run, and it's also got that touch of firmness that I like, that just helps with the springing forward in the run cycle. There's just that firmness when you hit the road, you can just feel it, and you can bounce on. I do like the touch of firmness in the Light Strike. With this particular one, no carbon plate all the way through like the Nikes. You've just got those 5 carbon rods, the energy rods at the front, and then there's some carbon at the back as well. So it's not a full plate, it's carbonate plate, a little carbon plate at the back, and the energy rods at the front. And for me, this just feels so much better than the Next Percent for me and my running style. Might be totally different for you, but for me, this, if I had the Next Percent and these at the bottom of the bed when I'm going out for a run, I would always go for this one first. I'm not saying the Next Percents aren't a bad shoe. They're not. They're a brilliant shoe. They're absolutely fantastic. I've run a marathon in them. They felt great. I really do love the shoe. But it's just, with the Adios Pro, I would be leaning towards this each and every time. No questions. Felt really great when out on the run. Well cushioned. Plenty of response. It just worked for me. So my initial run, I must tell you about it. I went out just to do an easy run, to run out really slow. Ended up running 7:20 pace, 7 mile 20 pace over a 5 mile jaunt. So I actually got a little bit faster than I thought, and I'm putting it down to the shoes. They're just going, come on Tony, you must run faster. So yeah, running at the 7:20 pace felt great. Did a little bit of jogging at a lower pace, still felt great as well. So for me, this shoe just works. It feels fantastic on my feet, and with Light Strike, in the other shoes I have with the Light Strike, they seem to bed in. They seem to evolve as you use them more. So as we pick it up from that initial 5 miles and take it forward to 20, 25, 30, 35, I'm expecting the Light Strike to get even better. But I shall report on that when we get to our full review at about 100 miles. So when I took these out of the box, the one thing that did concern me was the outsole. Absolutely no tread on it whatsoever. It's, I'm going to say smooth. It's like a Formula 1 slick. There's no grooves on it at all, but it feels like it's been scrubbed up. So there's little scratch marks in it, shall we say. It's smooth, but it's coarse. I think that's probably the best way. It's a bit coarse, which did concern me before I went out on my run, and then there was also some coarse rubber down the bottom. So there's no tread as such, so I was a little bit concerned when I went out that how's this going to perform, especially out running in the wet. So luckily when I went out and did my first running with them, it was early morning, it was damp, it was drizzly, it was horrible, and I have to report that these shoes felt so sure underfoot. It was amazing, to be honest. I didn't think it was going to feel like that. It felt like I had more traction and better grip with these than if I had the shoes with bobbles on, if you see what I mean. These felt brilliant. I had no slippage on the foot, on the tarmac, on the pavements, and also running across a little bit of wet grass. Didn't do much, just a little bit. And didn't feel like there was any issues at all with the grip, which really surprised me, because that was the one thing I was concerned about when I took these out of the box, as I say. So yeah, quite happy with the way the outsole performed. So in summary, after my initial run, we're going to look at this again, as I say, in the future, but after my initial run, I think Adidas have come up with a brilliant shoe. It exceeded my expectations from what I thought when I took it out of the box, and performed admirably out on that initial run. For me, it just worked. As I said earlier on in the video, not every shoe works for everybody, and you might not have the same experience, but for me, this shoe works, and this is probably going to be my go-to marathon shoe. The Adidas Adios Pro. Have you got this shoe? Have you used it? Let me know in the comments below. Would love to know your experiences. As I say, not every shoe is for everybody, so if you've had some bad experiences with it, please tell me about that as well. So not only the good, we want to know the bad as well. So please let me know in the comments below. Well, that's it for now. Thank you very much indeed for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe, turn on your bell notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. So until next time, let's get running.